place to be today at Royal Flemington on Derby Day, and of course...
Until 3 years ago, it could have been said the career of John Hawkes was going around in circles. After a successful beginning to his training career in Adelaide, Hawkes had moved to Epsom in Melbourne, where he prepared an impressive list of horses for wealthy clients such as Robert Sangster, Bob Lapointe, and the Chicken Kings, Jack and Bob Ingham. The win of Octagonal in the BMW Cox Plate at Moonee Valley was much more than the biggest win of his career. It was the signal that although Hawkes and the Chicken Kings are already comfortably at the top of Sydney racing, you won't see nothing yet.
Well, I thought he'd be very competitive in the Cox Plate this year, and I maybe thought next year might be the year that, he might win the Cox Plate. But he's the sort of horse that could win it at 3, 4 and 5.
In the country's biggest racing operation, he trains up to 150 horses at a time in 4 states, and he believes it's only now that he's starting to see the fruits of his labour in gathering young horses for a long-term assault on the feature races around Australia.
There was always pressure and a little bit of criticism. Some people thought I may not be good enough and may not be able to handle the pressure, but it hasn't fazed me, one iota. I'm sort of coping with it, I feel, and as that I'm enjoying what I do, and I'm happy to be here.
Hawkes won the Sydney Training Premiership in his first 2 seasons at Crown Lodge, with the Sydney Cup with Cross Swords the highlight of his first season, and the exciting development of young horses like Octagonal taking him to a massive 255 winners in his second season. This season, Octagonal, Donar and Burrito have given him a strong hand in the 3-year-old classic, the Victoria Derby, a race he first won as a young trainer from Adelaide way back in 1975.
Toll Teresa's, was perhaps one of my favourites. She, I got her 18 months after I started training, and, she won the Wake for all the Oaks, 1,000 guineas, and she was an exceptional racehorse. And Galena Boy, well, it's 20 years ago, but next Saturday that I won the Derby with Galena Boy, so if I could win the Derby this Saturday, it'd be fantastic.
A former apprentice jockey who rode 200 winners before weight forced him out, he's known as a genial, dedicated professional. But if there's one thing which raises his temper, it's a bad ride from one of his jockeys. Perhaps no trainer in the land is as tough a marker of jockeys as Johnny Hawkes.
Jockeys, I think they're prima donnas. I think they get it pretty easy. They, they don't work nowhere near as hard as what trainers do.
I wonder what the jocks would have to say about that.